Hello. The clock is 7 minutes and 9. It's Tuesday, the 18th December 2018, and it's a Merry Christmas, and we are live. Hello out there. How are you today? Yeah, my day, it's not a good day for me. It's not a good Christmas for me. I have people move in November, and I knew that the sickness of their mind on my mind was going to start in Christmas. And how good I am, I was right. The sick people have moved in, the people with the keys. When people have keys to open up and locking down, they can take their own opinion over what you are looking at. First, I was thinking, I will push a lot of gay stuff. But then I was thinking, oh no, that's not a good idea. Because what if they think it's really serious and they actually get me in the Christmas? Then I will be locked in maybe with a lot of gay people. See, so that was not a good idea. So, but I wanted to make them busy with their mind on my mind and how good I was. There was going to be a lot of busy. And not only that, I can see through the screen that they actually took their own opinion over my privacy. That's the dangerous about when other people is putting their mind into other people's mind on a device just like this. That's when it's becoming sick because if nobody asks, nobody knows. If nobody knows, how can they then take their own opinion over other people's lives just out from what they see? Because what they see can be a lie in their mind because they want to see what they see. That's the truth. You know this. Somebody is jumping over when you're standing and is going to buy your groceries, and you have stand in a long line. Somebody jumps over in front of you. Many people who have a busy day, all day with a lot of stress, they will go into action and complain over this person, and maybe they even will be violent and pushing the person out of the line. That's normal when they have a busy day and with a lot of stress, then they cannot take a little thing like that, jumping over in the line. You know this. Many people, maybe in that seconds, maybe wanna just fucking killing that person, you know? That's normal. That's a few seconds of insanity, what they say on the mental hospital. But because of those few seconds, it does not mean, and I repeat, it does not mean that you're going to kill the person. Am I right? I think many people out there in situation have seen murder in their mind. That's a natural human thing. Now my neighbor upstairs is standing right over me right now because he can see where I sit with my phone and I can nothing do about this shit. Maybe I see murder in some few seconds. Maybe my seconds is longer than seconds. Maybe it's minutes. Maybe it's hours. Because this idiot don't understand that his mind is fucking on my mind down here, and he don't understand that his mind shall go in the other place in the room and not sit over me like this. Okay, so our minds is cheating, so to say, and it's cheating because we have been erased by our parents. We have had some teachment about what is right and what is wrong. So even if our mind sometimes is curious with the thought, maybe on something, it does not really mean that we are like that. Let me come with another example. You are lying and sleeping, and you're waking up the next day, and you have a maybe it's a nightmare, and you was the bad one. See, that's a fucking nightmare for you. You're waking up, and you have done something bad in your dream. When you're waking up and is conscious, then you know that's what's have gone on in your dream have been very bad for you. See, only if it's annoying you, maybe you should go and talk with somebody. If you cannot work because of it, if you cannot be with other people because of the dream, then you have a problem because of that. But everybody dreaming, you know, that's a reality that you can definitely say is real to me. That I know you have dream, and I know you have had one time in your life a bad dream. So that's another example that our mind is not pliable. We cannot trust on our mind and what's really going on in it. That is something our sleep is showing us, that we can never put a system up on our mind. No matter how close they come, it can be a fucking failure because the damage can be much higher than the outcome of what we want to achieve. That's why all that about mental illness is a failure on many directions when they have go so far to sit on our account and take their opinion out from what we are doing on our personal life. See, then is our system definitely have a fucking big failure. There's many issues on this. We have, for the first, everybody is humans, so you are giving away some power to the individual who is sitting with your life. The person is being hired by a system that we have put up because we think it's possible now to put this system up over people, and it's going to have a lot of solutions on the population in our society. So we will definitely have this in our system. So we will pay this man, we will pay our tax, everybody is paying, and hire this, that the system can hire this man to sit with your life out there. You're paying your tax, that this man can sit over your life. You are paying your tax so this man can sit over your life. Now I have come with some examples that our mind is not pliable. No matter what, about you have this education or that education, no matter how much you have fulfilled the love in whole your life. There have been many examples on that in our system where we have put our trust to some people and they have shown us failure. And what the system tried to do is trying to hide the failure of those people that we have hand over our trust to. Now we have a man. What can this man have inside of his mind? For first, we shall look at his background, his childhood, uh, who and what he did grow up with, what kind of reason that he have that he took his education, why he want to fulfill our society with having this job. See, there's many issues. There's certainly much more issues than actually the key that we are handing over. You understand? Because, just example, we have a man and he have grown up in a family. He have been a child in a family. In his childhood, this is just one of example, he have maybe have some bad experience. What can it be? Maybe he see a lot of rabbits being killed, or maybe he have been abused by his father or mother. If that is the case, there can be many issues on that too. Have he compressed his memory of that? Have it ever come out? See, because everybody have something in their back. You understand? Our lives is not lying on no table at all. There were some issues. There could have been some issues in his childhood. You could maybe come with a lot of other examples out there. Now I just take some because maybe those is a good one to put you in the place so you understand his mind or that person's mind and where his failure really is. Now we come to something else. We come to religion because his parents must definitely have some kind of religion. If they've grown up in the society, maybe the society have a religion. Maybe they have come from another place and come into another country, and therefore they have a whole other religion in a country that they actually did not belong to. Now we have this person, and he is standing a whole other place now, if that is the case. Maybe The society have not been so friendly to those people because they have another religion. And there can be some issues of events in kind of ways. That was just some of the examples. We does not see everything when we hand over those keys to some people. There can be a lot of issues. We can take another example too, because then we have something to do about our sexuality. And maybe they are hetero. If they are hetero, yeah, in that there can be problems too if the person they sit over is not. Maybe the person is gay. It could might be. Let's take and put it upside down. Now the person is gay that's sitting over your life, and you are hetero. All right there too. We can have some failures too, right here, and that is because maybe nobody knows about his sexuality, this person's sexuality. We have never questioned it. He have just take his education. Now he have his education and can work with this, and we are handing over the keys to this person who's sitting with our lives, that we are paying taxes to a system where we allow them to sit with our lives. See, there will be definitely failures here. And I think you can imagine all the situations on your search on just on the net. Maybe somebody sent something to you on your email and you took the what the stands that you should look at and you put it maybe in and you're searching after it and you're curious at what you actually have received. So you're pushing on all the links in Google. Maybe one of the site is about porn because a lot of it is on this on the net is about porn. So once in a while, you will definitely jumping in on a site with something like that. Now you can have some issues. Maybe the person see what you have looked at because the person does not really know what you're searching on, what there's going on inside your mind. They can only see what you're pushing. This person will take his own opinion, and his own opinion will maybe be made out of his past that have just pronounced his sexuality or religion. Maybe have a long education on mental illness. Maybe it's a part of his job. And already there too we have failure. We have we have a fucked up mind because people who is working with mental illness does actually get a work damage, and the work damage is that they are analyzing everybody. That's actually their work damage, that they're analyzing everybody they can analyze, even their friends and family and whoever it could be. They are analyzing everybody, and that's their working damage. This is a fact. Many are doing that. If they are not aware over this and can take themselves together and not doing it, but they will doing it even if they try not to do it. So have they first worked with mental illness people or in that area, they will have this working damage. And that's just a fact. Right here, you can definitely see that there will be some issues because the person now have pronounced a lot of things to you. And out from that, he will judge you too out from that I've just pronounced. And when he then get handed over the keys and he then sit with your life, if it's because he's kind of a nurse, he will analyze you. He will analyze you. And can you imagine what kind of fucked up mentality that he can copy out over your life if he first have some keys that can open some doors for you and not. Maybe the person is black and now he maybe felt that you are a little bit racist. And now it's becoming a little bit personal for the person who's sitting with your keys. Oh yeah, it become personal because this man have maybe have felt it in whole his life that somebody have said a brown fuck or shit to him or whatever they could have said to him of racist words in whole his life. Maybe he have felt too he could not come in on the disco, and it was because he was brown. It was not just because he was with a gang and have a lot of tattoos, maybe. Or maybe he could not get a job, and it was definitely because he was brown and not because he have a low character in school. There can be a lot of issues. You understand? There can be a lot that this fuck can sit and judging you by his personal life. And he's sitting with you with the keys to your life. He take the decision what doors that shall be open, who you shall connect with. This fuck, this rotten asshole that you pay your tax to, that our state and our commune have hired over your fucking ass. Now they have this personal war because they can have this personal war about you want it or you don't want it. They can have their personal war because they get some satisfaction. They, in their personal life, get some satisfaction with punish you. Yeah. Maybe they have a very boring life too because they're sitting and watching your life. So maybe they just find it amusing too. Because you really don't know about this person. Maybe this person have maybe this person liked to buy mouse when he was a kid. Maybe or a teenager. Maybe he liked to buy mouse and use his uh, spare money to buy those mouse. And every time he buy a mouse, he loved to see it be killed in some way, maybe. It amusing him just to see it die. About it was a snake or scorpion or spider, or maybe he just loved to jump on it somewhere. Klokken er 18 minutter over 22. Vi har et vagtskift, muligvis. And now he have this a little bit sadistic way of looking at your life. It amusing him, maybe to trigger you, and maybe it's amusing him that you can maybe not just watching the end. Maybe he like to disconnect you in the end, so you cannot get the end of the movie. See, it will not be registered nowhere that this man maybe loved to kill mouse in his teenage years or something else. They can have a lot of issues just because they are wearing a uniform or is hired in a six system. It does not mean they are right. It does definitely not mean that they are right. They are just creating an excuse to earn some money from a system, and now you are the victim because it's you they are earning those money on, and they will dig after some reasons if they are not making the reasons just for having a great job sitting on their ass and it's nothing doing. What a great job to have. Our biggest failure in our system. Yeah. Maybe now we understand why there's not being born the children that we want to be born in our country. Maybe it's because that we have some assholes holding us in our hands and really don't like to have more of us. Because they are religious, fucked up in their sick mind, so fucking religious that you maybe cannot even imagine it. And they are definitely not wrong. You know how it is with religious people. They are definitely not wrong because they have their precious gods and their prophet and their 2,000 years old, oh no, sorry, 3,000 years old scripts from God. The excuse will always be there that they will have right. They will always have an excuse over for themselves, even if they know they have done wrong. Then they will always have an excuse that they did it because of this and that. That's just how it is. If you're living off something, they will keep on living off that. Definitely, if it's easy life, like nothing doing and just getting money for it. Some can do it out there, doing nothing and earning money on that. I think some people cannot do that. They have to get dirty hands. So now I sit in the situation. Some people have the keys to my life. That's my situation. I've just explained you my life. And understand this too. It have been like this since I was a young man. A young man moving in to this disgusting place. And people have the keys to my life. The progress, I could definitely feel the progress when I get 24. And this is making me thinking a little bit on the politic on Christian's ball. We have eight rule about integration, and maybe there's something they have not explained for people about that to the Danish people, because maybe they will not agree with the politics if they actually did go out and telling the Danish people the truth. I have been tricked too by some new elected parties in politics. You could choose them in because of our technology. So we could not choose them away, so to say. No matter what, they would be a part of our politics in our country because of all the social media that we have accepted into our country from another country, and we can nothing do about their present. Now they have a failure with me, a failure that they have controlled whole my life, and everybody I've met have really not been something I did share something with. I could not get my perfect life because I have these assholes sitting around me, ruin my life so they can get their perfect life with their salary every month and their food on the table that they can earn on my fucking ass. So you understand, I really don't care. The, I don't care on the people that have led into my life. I don't really care about them. I have I have made one mistake because that this woman, and that was my biggest mistake. The woman began to cry when I did not want to see her. When I have met her, she began to cry and she began to all this bullshit, there's with women's. And I felt sad for her. So I fucking kept up with 4 years with this shit. And then I suddenly find out that the politic on Christians Bar have their own game over my life because we have new politic parties in our society and they want to put my picture out like a success on their corruption into my life. And they will not pay me. They will not pay me my money. They have a sick mind and they will not pay me what they own me. I know for the first, yeah, many Danish people have a love to DF politic, the politic party in Denmark, DF. But see, people cannot see through the party DF They cannot really see the politic. they cannot uh, they cannot understand it because they really don't care as long as it sounds good. If they say the right things that the Danish wanna hear, they will be choice in. And the Danish people will not really care about that they really mean it. As long they get their satisfaction through their lies. And see, I know DF is a lying party because they don't want to be a state minister here in Denmark that have not been their goal. Then we can ask ourselves, why is that? Who are they really? I know they have a touch on the media, so I'm not into the party anymore. They will never get my vote ever. Yeah, I like what they say too, people. Never fucking get my vote in many years. Then we have conservative here in Denmark. And A, if I want to be entertained, I will fucking go out and borrowing a movie so I can be entertained. I will not sit and watch some serious matter about our lives in our country and then sit and be entertained by a sick politic that's representing the police in our country. If I want to be entertained, I will borrow a movie. I will not sit and watching politic and how they are corrupting everything in our country through this shit party. Because that's actually the case. Just look at it. You know they have made this up. They have planned it all because they can do that. People are so easy to be fooled. Just this about the dog law in our country, something that we have our rights to, that have something about when you own something that you have some rights, what you own, it's your right to own it. But now it's not a dog, no, it's a gun. Since when can a dog be a gun? Isn't a dog and a gun is a gun? Then they can make some rules to the dogs and some rules to the gun. Once again, even about owning a gun in this country, it should be our rights too to own a gun. It should be our rights to own a gun. It's our rights, it's our freedom rights. I've just talked a little bit about our minds. If somebody want to kill somebody, they don't need a gun. There's many other ways to do it. It's maybe more clean. And about this with the dog, that was DF and conservative. So I know what I'm talking about. This shit parties in our country uh, playing out their acting in our country. And this is an act. They're fooling everybody out there, and people are eating it. They're fucking eating it. Because I say I have something against DF, it does not mean that I'm a fall in the lover. Does not really mean that. It just mean that this is personal for me, and that's why I don't like them anymore, and that's just it. Not only that, DF find it okay um, that we shall have atomic craft in Denmark. That opinion they have in Deutschland, uh, that is okay a way of um, lighting up our homes. If you shall look on the risk from a powercraft, there can be some discuss. We can maybe discuss a little bit how dangerous it really is. But we're already getting a lot of waves, a lot of places from Earth and from the sun and other places in the universe. So I think there's enough of waves to we can accepting a termination from a powercraft like that. And if you should look on Denmark and having that, and if it was the risk, try to look on the damage. There will not be no Denmark if we allow that. That's just telling a little bit about the politic party and how stupid it is to vote it in. If the weather is getting much more better in Denmark, the risk with that will be very high too. I think conservative have make a lot of damage after that we vote EU in. And I'm wonder a little bit over how can that be that conservative have that influence in that period when we voted EU in. Then we have Venstre, a lot of thing in Venstre. See, I don't stand nowhere anymore. Really not. But because they have all the parties that they have to corroborate with, I begin to doubt a lot on Venstre too. And then I'm beginning to thinking a little bit on Venstre, what it really is. And then I see a side I have never seen before. And I can no longer stand for some party in Denmark, politic party in Denmark. I cannot stand with nothing they are representing in our country. And I think that is to be very a lot. I feel this that they are trying to overtake our country, and they actually have a success with doing it right now. Maybe that's why it was so important for them to make me shut up, so important for them to push me together with some of their shit so I could represent all their shit so everything would be all right. And they've used my whole life until I get an old man. And this is legal to take us like robots and using all our power craft to build up all their lies so they can get more power and putting us other down and underneath or as slaves for like working for their shit. Something that disappointed me about Venstra, that was maybe that they find it okay to integrate my ass with Foreigners. That one I find very disgusting. And right there, I lose everything, everything for Venstre. Now, Socialdemokratiet have tried to do it in many years. And then Venstre is jumping on the train too to find this okay. I have I have nothing to share with Venstre at all. I want my freedom. I want my freedom. And I want the money they owe me for my life. Everybody was aware over my life, all back when I started making my movies. That fucking shit and shutting me down behind my back. Shutting everything down. I can take an example. I have just it's keeping on this day today, just so you know it. I have a Apple phone, and everybody say to me, "Hey, get an Apple phone. Get an Apple phone. It's unbreakable. They cannot do the same bullshit with your life." Then there was an offer, and I bought an Apple phone because I wanted to see it with my own eyes. I want to find where I could trust, on what phone I could trust. Some say this one, some say this one. But what company will actually work for my wishes and will stand right there with me for my wishes and my war against this shit? Actually, I don't want to have taking a side. I don't want to take a side because I find it all shit. So, but then I bought an Apple phone, and you know this. You shall make a email address when you put it up, or else you cannot put the phone up. So you have to make an email address. I don't think this was the case with Apple. That was actually a good thing. With my Huawei, I have to. I think it was like that, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was like that. It was asking for email, or else I could not open my Huawei phone if I did not put in an email address. I don't recall it was like that with Apple. Was it like that? I don't recall it. I don't think it was like that. But as that is actually the worst thing when you're buying a phone, that is that you're putting the email address in for unlocking the phone. The damage is happening in the start of open the phone. It's the email address that is your enemy. You know this is a fact because how many times have you not heard somebody's email have been hacked? Somebody's email, they have stolen this and they have overtaken my account and blah 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 through the email. So the email is our enemy. And it's the police best friend. Fucking assholes. So you understand I have this Apple phone and my situation have changed here. So I wanted to try it out just for seeing how much it have changed and how fast it can be corrupted. So I downloaded an app. It seems like it was working in the start. I had a conversation over it, but the person I have a conversation with, I felt I have talked with this person many times. The same boring typing, the same no imaginations, short and cold back and forward, no really intelligence through the conversation. Nearly just like a robot that was repeating, kind of. Or some cold ass military fuck who knows a little bit about intelligence and have their own project through my life. I think that is explaining how it have been in many years. And now I feel this again. But I had a conversation with somebody, but she had a reason why she did not want to talk with me. And that is just one of the things I've tried many times too. You know, they cold ass bitches, Terminator women's. I always dump into. Weird enough, weird enough that that's actually the case, but it is the case. Um, because I did not realize how much this Terminator women's was interrupting our life and ruining our life through the technology. And they are using our kind to ruin our own kind. That's why they want the young people because or else they will not have a success. But I ended the conversation and there was coming a new conversation and now we have a Forlander. Now this Forlander remind me of some of the neighbors that they are hooked up with this kind. And I know they sit maybe with the keys. I don't like. Yes, I did like, but today I really don't like Thai anymore in the same way that I did. They have ruined my passion for the Asian people, for what I have experienced, because I can see that they have taken them and they are using them and they are using them to a war in our own country against our own population. You know how it is. You know how it is with men. It shall feel good, so they will definitely have a success. I'm actually disgusted by those people who's running everything, and you can see them on every street, how they have take ownership on fucking whole our country because they have their personally war against some of the people in our own population. But after I received this one, um, I did have a conversation, but I was beginning to doubt about it was real because I have too much experience with this. And not only that, I already knew that people are sitting over my shit. So I already knew that that's not a free line. So because they're sitting people over it constantly out on the road in 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, a new shift, new shift, new shift. But then I receive a woman. She have brown hair. She have white skin, and I actually think she was higher than me. Like about maybe 178, maybe. Yeah, I think 178.9, maybe 178. I think high in cm. And in the same time, I have another experience with a profile on YouTube, a profile about a woman. And after I received this profile, you can look that profile up on Instagram, contact Carsten. Um, I received this profile from a woman. After I received this woman, and I only received this when I had something to do with the police. So this is a funny coincidence. Yeah, it's always funny coincidence with the shit police. So I received this profile on YouTube, and I already knew that the police want maybe to put me on a mental hospital in Christmas so I can hold my shit Christmas with shit people once again. And not only that, you can, if you follow me, you can hear that I have expressed that they have uh, make it not possible for me to go live anymore. Every time I received those profiles on my YouTube channel, I could always no some of the cases I could comparing it with Apple because there was one time a coincidence with a person, and this person was working for Apple because I find the person on Facebook and I could see the person was working for Apple. I still have screenshot of everything. So this person was working for Apple when the police was coming out here and trying to pick me up. I could see that was the person on the profile and person I that was comment me on YouTube channel. And now I find out more because I receive a profile more. And when you go on Instagram, contact Cass, and you can see that the profile that I receive, and right after that, I could not go live. Maybe there's a coincidence, maybe not, but I think there's a big that is not a coincidence. This person have ads a lot on its profile. It like Russians music. It like something from Sweden, and it's liking my profile, and I get problems on the net right after. So is this sickness from Russia, sick mentality in Russia, having a problem with my person? I actually think it is. Is that how Russia is treating their own? Is it? Is it? Huh? Is that how Russia is treating their own? I think every Russian people want to just have their life and their freedom to that life they are living. I don't think it's much more different in Russia than other places in the world. I actually had I had some a little passion. You can have a lot of passion for many countries because you find it exciting. Maybe some like Deutschland because there have been a second war. There's something exciting over the second war. There's something over things like that. You are. It's making you think and wonder, and it's exciting to dig into. Maybe not only that, like even in our past in Denmark, it's very nice to dig into our past too with the Vikings and things like that. It's exciting stories. It's the same like over in Russia with Kakukanya and how he collected the people and they was becoming an empire of Mongols in Russia. Some people here are taking my free choices away and I want to know where it's from. I know it's the police. I know it's the mental hospital because they've said to me they are in cooperation with each other. And I know they're sitting here. I know Christian Spore knows about my person. And I need some answers. Something that will not be a success. And it will never be a success. Never. Never. And that is to put me together with something that's not related to me. I don't care about your belief. I don't care what you think. I don't care how much you've put up to this shit. It's just never going to happen. I will use them and I will kick them out of my door right after I've used them. See, we can hope that they like to be used because that's just how it's going to be. Now it's just because that all those years I'm not going to give up all those years on just one day for some assholes who have ruined fucking whole my life to this shit. Do you think I'm going to give that away? Huh? Now it's not about color or nationality or 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 what you could use as an excuse for doing this shit to my life. No, now it's just because you have done it. And you shall have a failure, and I'm willing not to have a kind of life just for winning that. And I don't like your kind, and you don't get that in your head. I don't care how much you're going to win from this. I don't really care. Do you understand that I don't care? I really don't fucking care. I'm not going to breathing some shit out so you can point fingers and say you have a success over my life, sitting and ruining whole my life and taking my time. So fuck you. Yeah, what do you want to do about it? I don't care about your police shit. Don't care about your mental hospitals and your shit pills. Now in whole my life I've never take drugs, and then you force me in, and then you're forcing drugs inside my temple. See, I don't care anymore. I really don't care. Why should I care? Huh? For me, I could go out and I could take some junk if I like to do that, because what does it matter? You have already forced shit into me, so I could begin to drink every day. What does it really matter? I will never get rid of your shit, so why not just be drunk every day then? Huh? Your mind around me will always be there, and you don't understand that that is exactly the problem. That is exactly what my mind is going to be fucking crazy of, because I know everything that you're doing, and when you are preparing it in the afternoon and so on and so on, and what kind of war, when people are moving in, that this war is moving in over my fucking life,